Two, one. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerd is the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, with my co-host.
This is Eli.
Yep. And what is this, like the second week of 2019?
Second, third, maybe? I don't know.
Fuck.
Third?
It's been exhausting for me. I don't know. It's just like, man, maybe we need a do-over or something, or just fast forward to 2020, one or the other.
Oh, I just started. I'm just now starting to put 19 on my dates. So.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I was a kid, and I was a January something, 1980, whatever, and the teacher would get mad at me. And so, yeah, I guess people are still in that phase right now. So you're still in that grace. I guess you're in the grace period until the 15th.
Yeah.
So past the 15th,
I'll
there's
get
no
better.
excuses. Yeah.
Because I was at the bank and they bitched at me for dating my check wrong.
Now, if anybody
Nobody
should catch
fucking
that,
pays attention to this shit.
at that point, the bank should just be like, "We get it, we know, we do it all the time." They should catch that ahead of time. They should do training on that at the bank to make sure that doesn't happen. So, and Eli, I just realized something. We're sheep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're sheep. We get caught up in trends, the mob mentality, internet memes. Both of us fell victim for it.
Did we?
We did.
I still haven't watched Bird Box.
Oh, fuck Bird Box. That movie sucked anyway. Actually, what I was talking about is that Facebook challenge everybody was doing.
Oh yeah, the yeah.
Yeah, you know where you put your first profile picture on there, and then you put your new profile picture on there, and people can see what's been going on. Or some people don't follow direction; they be putting like their baby pictures on there and stuff, and some people putting their profiles. Honestly, Eli, I wasn't gonna do it till I saw you do it.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't do internet trends. That's not my thing. I don't do that. Then I saw you do it. I was like, fuck. Oh well, I might as well do it. It'd be a good talking point to do it. So yeah, we're sheeple. We just fall for anything. Just this thing. Saw a lot of.
I put my MySpace picture up.
Did you? That was your MySpace picture. Okay, so
Yeah.
so when did you join Facebook?
Like probably about 10 years ago. I was late to the Facebook game. Everybody was on Facebook. I was still on MySpace for a while.
Well, and see, that's my thing. See, I wasn't on MySpace, but I wasn't on Facebook. I didn't join Facebook till 2010, and people kept telling me I need to jump on Facebook because that's where everybody did. And I was like, you guys told me to do this for MySpace. You got me MySpace. You are not going to get me again. So I waited, for it to get popular before I jumped on Facebook. I was like, I'm not going to do this again. Then they
Yeah.
started. Then they started jumping on Twitter. Then they started jumping on Instagram. Then they started jumping on Snapchat. Understand something, Eli, and I think I told you this before. Facebook is for old people.
Yeah, I mean, I was late for MySpace. I mean, I joined MySpace for a long time, and then when I did, it was mainly my band. It was my band's page.
That's the same reason I was on it. I was trying to promote my album, my mixtape at the time. Because let me guess, your profile page had your songs on it, didn't it?
Yep, yeah,
Yep, mine the same way.
yeah. And like, I remember looking back, I remember MySpace being a lot more fun. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, that
like
was
I
the
never
wild,
got
wild west of the
our
internet.
argument and getting pissed off by idiots on Facebook. Like I wasn't exposed to all the idiocy that I am on Facebook.
Well, see,
Yeah.
back then you had other things like message forums you should go to. The message forums are pretty much dead now. It's pretty
Yeah.
much all like formal arts of social media like Twitter and Facebook. You just can't go to like IGN.com and just go to their forum and it's just page to the page to the page of stuff. Now it's kind of that page is kind of dead now. Because now we just
Yeah. I
argue
remember
against each other now.
just post some shit, and then your friends would just discuss,
Right.
and
Just between each other within the close. But now everybody
yeah,
can see it. Everybody
everybody
can
can
monitor
see
every
some
single thing you
yeah,
do.
assholes I never even seen in real life are talking shit to me, and like, fuck this shit. Yeah,
I mean, it was cool, Facebook when you first jumped on. You're like, oh, that's my high school crush. She still looks hot. I can interact with her. Okay. And then you see your other
yeah,
high school
yeah,
crush. And you see the other one. You like, okay, she doesn't look that hot. But good to
yeah. I
know,
mean, there was that. Yeah, running into exes online and
right?
shit. Like,
And that
oh shit.
piece of shit
Oh,
boyfriend that she left me for has pumped 5 kids in her, and now he's going with another. I don't like the gloat, but that's the funny thing about Facebook. You can just see what everybody's doing. It's like you're peeking into somebody else's life, but some people you barely interact with. You
yeah,
may see them maybe a couple years every now and then, homecoming or something. So,
yeah. Like, okay, should I friend them or not, or yeah, fuck it, just to feel superior because their life
right.
sucks.
Yeah, because I know some people I don't even like our friend in any way. I'm like, wait, I didn't. We fought in high school. I remember that. I punched you in the face. Fuck it, we're friends now. Even though we make sure not to say anything to each other on social media. Because if I see him again, I probably will punch him again. You know. But yeah. What else we got from there? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about before we get into the other part of it, I do want to talk about this Rock thing. Okay. Now there was a lot of news going around and controversy about Dwayne The Rock Johnson has been going off. Basically saying how he's saying that millennials are snowflakes and they just like to get offended at everything. And some people think it has something to do with the Kevin Hart thing. You know, with Kevin Hart wanting to host the Oscars, he got in trouble not for a tweet. Everybody keeps saying it's a tweet. It wasn't a tweet. It was actually a stand-up routine people had an issue with. And that's why, he stepped down from the Oscar, because everybody came for him. And then every single TV show for the next week, he kept having to apologize. For the same thing over and over again. He got upset. So this article came out, The Rock, saying that everybody is a snowflake. This generation is too sensitive and they get offended, and they're looking to get offended by everything. And some people are like, good thing Rock said that. The Rock needs to say that. Fuck these millennials. They're shit. So Rock actually came out on his Instagram post and said he never said that. The interview never took place. They completely fabricated it, made it up, and just split it on the internet. Which I kind of thought that was the whole thing, because it's The Rock, right? Why would they have a written quote of The Rock? Obviously he's The Rock. You can get a verbal quote from him, or interview, a video, or something him saying it, but it was never said. So I just want to make sure I put that out there, because a lot of people thinking that he's out there saying that, and that's wrong to just make fake accusations of people. I think so. So all I wanted to say about that. Now can we move on to the box office part? Or?
I thought it was a bigger deal because it's like on our page, or it's on we got a picture of him. So
oh yeah,
that's all it was.
Honestly, because it was a slow week, there was nothing else going on.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I thought,
No, it wasn't like a whole big talking piece. I just hate it when people just put fake news out there. That's all. So that being said, oh man, do I have numbers? I do have numbers. Here we go. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of the podcast. This is the part where we talk about the box office numbers. And finally pull them up. I had a hard time pulling them up for a second. Eli, you know the drill. Give it to me. What is the number one movie of the box office this week?
It's not Aquaman anymore?
It is not Aquaman.
It's not Aquaman.
Nope.
Okay, what is it?
Oh, I thought you were going to guess. Okay, yeah, the number one movie is The Upside.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Okay, The Upside is a Kevin Hart movie. Kevin Hart and the guy's name. The guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, is that the guy? He's in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And it's one of those feel good. Let's be racially accepting of each other.
Yeah, like the Green Book. Yeah, you know that. Yeah, that whole thing.
It's Oscar season.
It's Oscar season. I think it debuted a little bit too late for Oscar season, but who knows? Maybe next year they'll bring it back again and they'll talk about it. Here's the funny thing about Kevin Hart. Like I said, I don't really watch any of his movies, but he always released movies in January. Like January is his month, because no one else gives a fuck about January. And he's always number one in January. That's why he's so big and so popular right now, because he dominates the box office in January, because there's no competition. So he's always does that. Now, the reason I want to talk about The Upside, because here's the thing: the movie is actually a remake, and not a remake. It's actually, I won't say remake. It was a French film that came out like in 2011 or 2012 or something like that. I think the movie was named Intouchable. Same plot. Black dude helps a dude in a wheelchair, and they help each other in life.
He's poor. He's rich.
Yeah, he's from the hood. He's from the projects, and he upper class, and they all help.
Shows him that not all white folks are bad, and he shows the white guy how to be hip because he's from the hood.
Right? Yeah, he gives him dreadlocks and some shit. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. But the black
guy
puts
on a do rag at some point.
Right? You're the man now, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love that fucking movie. So the black dude in that French movie was Bishop in not Juice. Days of Future Past. That's right.
Juice. Holy I just bought that for $5 on Voodoo.
Did
I haven't
you?
watched it yet. Yeah,
It's
they had a
$5
sale.
on Voodoo. I need to get that.
It was a sale like a couple of weekends ago. I was like, holy shit, Juice! I haven't seen this in forever, and
I
it's
haven't
only
seen
$5.
Juice in so long. My favorite line from that movie when Ice-T was about to shoot that guy, and he said, "I want to shoot you so bad, my dick's hard." I was like, wait,
No,
what?
that's New Jack City.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm getting the movies mixed up. Juice is Tupac. That's right.
Juice is Tupac.
Okay, I'm just gonna hand over my black card. That's it.
Yeah, Chinatown, Riverside,
Riverside, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson was in that.
He was, yeah. Good getting some of that P funk.
Yeah.
He wasn't he like macking on all the underage girls. Damn. He wasn't he?
Yeah, you can't get away with it nowadays. They're really
Damn,
cracking down on it now.
he was
Can I admit something for a second? The other day I actually listened to an R. Kelly song. And,
Oh, did you?
And felt guilty about it.
Did you? Oh.
I
okay.
did. It popped up on YouTube and I was watching. I was like, I want to change the channel, but this song is so good.
You know what? Fuck everybody bitching about R. Kelly, man. You didn't know he was doing that shit for the past 20 years, and now you're bitching and making a big stick. Fuck all y'all.
Right.
You know?
But here's the thing.
We all knew how old Aaliyah was.
Right.
When he was like, you didn't know that shit?
Right.
Shit,
And they
18,
have
nothing but
written
a number.
documents and all this stuff. They have a fucking tape. Did you ever see the tape?
I never saw the tape, no.
I saw the tape. It was fucked up. I probably shouldn't admit to that because actually I can get arrested for even admitting that I even saw the tape. But yeah, I saw the tape.
No,
So-
I saw the Dave Chappelle skit,
Which was also really fucked up after you see the tape, or even if you hadn't.
and
seen
that
the
was
tape.
what, 10 years ago?
That was like
and you
10
guys
years ago.
yeah, and they're starting to bitch. Now you have an issue with it.
Wait, here's the thing. They started it. This is gonna be a thing. Like this is just open up the floodgates for 2019 because okay, they did R. Kelly right. Guess who they're doing next? Michael Jackson.
Oh, well, yeah, and they already did Michael Jackson.
They've done plenty of Michael Jackson, but this is gonna be like some big, rollout deal because people are paying. But honestly, I think what it is, every 10 years people forget. That's what it is. Like we knew about this stuff 10 years ago with R. Kelly, and 10 years before that we knew this stuff about R. Kelly. But every now and then we forget, and then they put the stuff again. You got a whole new generation that probably hasn't heard of this or don't know about it or maybe heard rumors about it, and that was right there in their face.
Yeah, The Rock was right. Yeah.
Even though he didn't say it, but yeah.
But he's right if he did.
Well, whoever said it, maybe whoever said that, you're right.
They need something to bitch about. So let's
Right.
bitch about
whoever
music
wrote
you
that
don't
article.
even listen to.
Right.
And now you're gonna tell everybody not to listen to it anymore.
Right. But here's the thing. They're really coming after R. Kelly. Here's the thing. Okay. So for the last 20 years, only BET has been reporting this stuff about R. Kelly. So no one cares. But this Friday, Dateline is doing a report on R. Kelly. So he's hit the big time. Yeah.
So what's that? What's the 21 Jump Street? So white people, it's affecting white people now. So now people need to give a shit.
I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you said it because I didn't want to say
Oh, we keep it real.
it. Right. Oh man. So yeah, R. Kelly, and here's the thing about it. Like, I hate to keep going, but I'm gonna talk about this anyway because I want to talk about it. So we talking about R. Kelly now. Let's talk about this whole Bill Cosby thing. And I'm actually doing research on this.
Okay.
Let's just go there, man. Let's just go there. Don't worry, we will eventually talk about
Kevin
comic
Spacey. Let's bring them on.
We will eventually talk about comics in a second, but I just want to get this out the way. Now, the reason I'm going to talk about Bill Cosby because I found something very, very interesting about it. Now, like I said, Bill Cosby been doing this shit for like 50 years, right? But why now they're doing it? Well, the reason they're doing it now, not because of that bullshit that everybody is saying that he's trying to buy NBC. No, that was bullshit. Maybe if he was trying to buy NBC, they're not trying to take him down for that. He was actually taken down by a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal Buress, yeah. He made a joke on stage about Bill Cosby, and then they started, and apparently they were saying it was like a well-known rumor, just like this R. Kelly shit. Bill Cosby was a well-known rumor for years, and nobody did anything about it. So when he put that joke out there, that's when they started doing investigations on him and got him. So when this Dateline hit, they're gonna finally come after R. Kelly. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens from that. So we'll see how his 2019 goes. Okay.
Well, I never gave a fuck about R. Kelly, so it's like no sweat off my nuts.
R. Kelly was our problem. He's black people's problem. That's why.
I mean, hey, I'm Native. I got to live vicariously through the black community. I got to it's either white or not white, and white meant black. So, so I had
Makes
to
sense.
ride your guys. I had to ride the coattails. But even R. Kelly, I was too metal for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't see you doing metal and then my mind's telling me no. Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
can't see
thought that was it the booty.
You're right.
Booty. I thought that was funny,
You're right.
but that's probably the only R. Kelly song I know. It's the
And
booty song.
yeah, and the thing is, he's been laying these things out for like he calls himself the Pied Piper of R&B. Anybody knows the story of the Pied Piper? The guy plays music to lure kids to do what he wants to do, to take your kids away. And no way.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Okay, Eli, what's number
Damn,
two?
where we at, man?
Yeah, what's number two on the box office?
I'm gonna turn the light on, man.
I don't know where the hell we went from Kevin Hart to this. Oh.
Yeah, man. It's getting dark in this basement, man. We gotta come back upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's get back to actual comic books now. We got a whole plate. Okay. So number two, and I'll just keep going, is Aquaman. Number three is A Dog's Way Home.
Oh,
Okay. Number four is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Still hanging in there. Breaking them out. Number five, Escape Room, that movie you said that did something.
it's not a Christian movie.
Not a Christian movie, even though I thought it was. Number six, Mary Poppins, y'all. Number seven, Bumblebee. And number eight, the On the Basis of Sex. I thought it was like a freaky deaky movie with that chick from Star Wars Rogue One. But actually she's paying like Charlotte Gainsbourg. So I'm like, oh man.
No, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh yeah, her. Her too.
Yeah.
Okay.
RGB.
One of them. Where we at? Number 9, The Mule, Clint Eastwood. And number 10, Vice. I completely forgot what that movie was. I don't care.
Vice.
What was Vice? I care.
Remember, it's not a SWAT team.
I don't think so.
Oh, Vice is the Dick Cheney movie with Christian Bale.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Satan told him to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he thanked Satan on TV, and the Church of Satan tweeted, "Thank you back." I mean, you're welcome. I'm like, okay. That's the interesting way to start 2019. Batman, thanks to Satan. I think we just spoiled Batman Damn 3. But anyway, Aquaman. Let's talk about Aquaman for a second. Let's get into it. Okay, so Aquaman right now, worldwide, right now is at $21,547.95. I don't know. It's up there. It's crossed the billion. It's up there, and currently it is, as far as DC movies, it has passed The Dark Knight. So, and it's Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
So-
Dark. What made more, Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises?
Dark Knight Rises made more money, actually.
Okay.
And I hate to get dark and morbid, but Dark Knight Rises was actually supposed to make even more money than what it made. But remember what happened the opening weekend of Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tragedy.
Not gonna go into it. That's what happened. And it hurt the box office because I know specifically people that said I'm not going to the theater because there might be some more nut jobs out there doing it. Either way, it still hit $1 billion, but it only like barely outgrossed the Dark Knight. Warner Brothers did kind of look at that like it didn't do the numbers we wanted to, but after that situation happened, what do you expect? So Aquaman has passed the Dark Knight, and Eli, with the way the numbers are looking, it's probably going to pass the Dark Knight Rises next week. Like I'm guaranteeing it. I'm not getting a pork chop, but yeah, it's going to happen. So that's what we're saying. Like I said, we talked about this, and we knew it was going to eventually happen, and we talked briefly about it. But Eli, let's break the numbers down. Like, how did Aquaman hit $1 billion? I know you guys talked about it on Geek Salves, but
Well, yeah, we were just talking about like Jason Momoa is like probably the very first Native American movie star we've ever had.
Okay.
But,
okay.
but it ain't because
I'm gonna elaborate on that, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, but it ain't because of us. There's only like 10 natives left on Earth. We're an endangered species, so it ain't our money.
Like the community, like just flocked to it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna wear to the Aquaman movie? It wasn't like that.
Yeah, it ain't because of natives. We just made that observation.
Yeah.
But I think it's women. I mean, and China.
Women in China. Yeah, women in China, I think, is a big deal to it.
And Chinese women.
I'm pretty sure they're into Asian guys. You know, we don't know what Asian women are into. Well, I don't. Anyway. But like I said, to expand on everything you just said, yes, you hit the nail on the head. Now, you're saying he's native, and I think that plays a part into it. But Eli, I'm going to go a little bit deeper with that. He's racially ambiguous. That's where it kicks in. Because, okay, China, I mean, like I said, and he's native. He's never not made it known that he's native. He's gone out of his way to make sure he's explained, where he's from, where he came from, his ethnicity, his background, something like that. So it's not hidden. He's not hiding behind or anything like that. But for those that don't know, when they just look at him, a lot of people think he's racially ambiguous. Like, they'll think he's racially ambiguous before they connect him to being native. Now, the Chinese market, when they see this guy that they don't know the race of, they flock to that. And it's not just Jason Momoa the first time to do it. They've done this before. Let's look at The Rock. Let's look at Vin Diesel. Like I said, we talked about this like the very first episode on Comic Book when we first did that. Those movies hit big in China. Also, those Fast and Furious movies hit big in China, and that's why they hit big in China. Because they look at The Rock, they look at Vin Diesel, they don't know what the hell those guys are. So, it's not they're looking at white guys and they're looking at black guys. They just see guys, and every time that happens, they flock to these movies. Like, the numbers don't lie. Aquaman is you're doing like huge numbers in China right now. And I think it's a lot of part of because of Jason Momoa and because his racial ambiguity. Also, like you said, because of women.
That kind of makes like Asians sound racist now I think about it.
You think? Basically, like I said, I'm glad you said it.
It's like what?
But do I come off as a racist?
He's not white. He's not black. Okay.
Okay, let's enjoy this movie theater. Wasn't like Black Panther when they were passing out, room spinning from all the blackness.
I can't see this movie.
Right.
Like,
so it's not like that. But see, and I think that had a part to do it. Like you said, women had a lot to do with it. I've seen a lot of women have been posting, yes, I went to see Aquaman. Lisa Bonet is a lucky woman. I'm like, how is Lisa Bonet a lucky woman? We will not disrespect Denise Huxtable. I'm sick of that. She's like my first crush back in the 80s. So Jason Momoa is lucky to have her. That's how I feel. But anyway, so we got a big thing about that. The women, yes, he's shirtless through half of the movie. Racial ambiguity. China flooded the market. And plus, it's a good movie.
Well, I think James Wan too. He's Asian, and I think he's.
I'm pretty sure he did some kind of damn. I think you're onto something, Eli. I think you're onto something. Although, wait, he's Asian, but he's like Australian?
He's from Australia, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still Asian.
Because he's talking like an Austrian accent. He sounds like Chris Hemsworth or Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it sounds like Crocodile Dundee.
Right, okay. Like, I'm confused, man. So we have that going on. And I'm pretty sure they market James Wan in front of also. So they see James Wan direct a movie, they just flood it to it because he also directed the Fast and Furious movies that grossed all those movies. Justin Lin.
It's probably
James
Warner
Wan.
Brothers presents James Wan's Aquaman.
The visionary James Wan,
Starring not black and not white Jason Momoa.
Oh man. So it hit all the points there. And plus it's a good movie. I'm giving it credit. It's a good movie. So it's not like Venom grossing all those movies. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So you add all that, plus you had these extra, intangibles that were attached to the movie. You got $1 billion movie going on right now. That's just what happened. And like I said, DC have accidentally walked up on a movie star with Jason Momoa. Like, they have a guy with him. He's been waiting to break out. He's been waiting for something to happen, and this was a breakout movie.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. So I think we broke those numbers down enough. I think we over-explained that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good job. We'll probably talk about this again next week when it beats Dark and Rise because people really bitch about that. So, what else can we talk about? Can I talk about Young Justice or is something else we need to address?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Let me talk about Young Justice. Like I said, for those that haven't been keeping up, Young Justice have been dropping uh 3 episodes a week on DC Universe. It's a streaming only app that you have to get directly from DC Universe. Although plenty of people have been bootlegging left and right, I'm not gonna get into how people are getting it. They're getting it. That's all that matters. But I just want to talk briefly about the episodes. And like I said, last 3 episodes like kind of dark, but these felt like more traditional episodes, almost felt like one shots, but they did have like a common thread going between them. The first episode, you got the Harper clones, like Red Arrow. He's out of superhero business. He has his own security firm, and Nightwing wants his help, but he's saying, if you're gonna help me, you gotta do security work for me for a while. So you got him and some other guys, and they all dressed up just as security guards, and they get in a fight with a supervillain, Brick from the Green Arrow show, and they get to fighting with him. And it's just funny as hell because he's like, why the hell are you guys in security outfits? They don't pay you this much to fight me. But they end up beating him, and he has no idea who they are the whole time. So it's a pretty funny episode, pretty awesome. Next episode after that was a New Gods episode, but they went to Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse, the other one, New Genesis. And they picked up a new guy. They picked up Forager. He joins the team, and Miss Martian fights Malekith. Basically the white Martians are, attacking the planet, and she's coming over there to help them out. The third episode is actually my favorite because you got the other 3 outsider guys that basically they do the same thing to Dick Grayson and Superboy and all them that they did to them in the first episode. I mean, the first season in the first episode, and they flew off and tried to find what's the guy's name, Geoforce's sister, and they go to Ra's al Ghul's island and they fight him. And Dick Grayson goes there, and this ninja keeps trying to kill him the whole time and doesn't know the identity of the ninja. So Dick Grayson grabs the guys, the team members that flew off, go get them, and Ra's al Ghul turns around to the ninja that was trying to kill him, to kill Dick Grayson, and the ninja just says, Grayson. And Ra's al Ghul's like, oh, so you're starting to remember now. And it's kind of obvious who that ninja's going to be if you pay attention to the clues. On top of that, what's her name? Talia, big tits. Talia, yeah. It's funny. That's the only way you can recognize it. Who punched you in the face? I don't know, but I know she got big titties. And so Talia al Ghul is holding a baby in her hand. So obviously you know who that baby is. It's Damian Wayne. And so obviously if Damian Wayne is there, that ninja behind Ra's al Ghul that he's been training and resurrected must have been Jason Todd. So they set up this whole plot. Jason Todd's gonna back. They're doing the Red Hood. They got Damian. Batgirl is already been shot and in a wheelchair by Oracle. Something that happened in the last 2 years, and her and Dick are living together. So I'm just loving the show, man. It's like I'm loving this more than Titans. When Titans came on, I was like, man, that was a good episode. I want to see where this episode goes next. When Young Justice season 3 comes on, I'm like, fuck, I need another episode. Give me more. I need it. It just really gets me hyped for that show. I'm just ready for see where it goes. The next 3 episodes. So
Cool.
yeah. All I got on that. What else we got on the plate, Eli? I know it's something I'm missing.
Shit. Where's your list? We going into video game shit yet?
Not yet. One more thing I want to talk about. Okay, before we get, then we're gonna go to video game shit. Let's talk about Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
Now, the reason I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z because for some of you know that what is that movie called? Dragon Ball Z Super Broly. I'm probably fucking the name up. But anyway, there's a new Dragon Ball movie coming out. Yeah, in the theaters this Wednesday. And Eli, I was bored. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy tickets. I'm gonna get tickets. I'm gonna go see it.
Okay.
Lo and behold, they were sold out.
No shit.
Yeah. How the fuck a Dragon Ball movie sell out? It's not Infinity War. Like it's just in Dragon Ball. But like I said, I stay in bumfuck Mississippi, so of course, there's like one theater that has it in one, showing of it at one time. So of course it's gonna be sold out. I underestimated the power of Dragon Ball Z. But people were telling me, the last Dragon Ball movie that they had here, like last year, whenever that was, it was super packed. It was full. Everybody was having a good time. So I'm excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna give a review of this Dragon Ball Z movie next week. It's gonna be the first time we ever did any anime on this podcast because we don't do anime on here. But Dragon Ball Z gets an exception; it gets a pass.
Yeah, my kid's excited about it.
Yeah,
you all should talk. You should. Yeah.
Well, okay, you sit next episode out. Go smoke a cigarette. He'll fill in for you, and we'll just do a Dragon Ball episode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you guys probably could because he's all about that shit. Like his computer, his gamer tag was Android 18 or whatever.
Okay, I want to talk bad about him, but my Twitter handle is Majin Spade, so that's also from Dragon Ball. Majin basically means evil in Japanese, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Brawley. I mean, I remember he had like the fig. Yeah, we actually. Oh yeah, one Christmas I had to like order a bunch of imported figures because they don't make them. They don't make Dragon Ball figures like at Toys R Us or whatever.
Well,
So
I
I'm
mean,
like,
because like it's not in its heyday like it was like in the '90s or the early 2000s where Dragon Ball was just everywhere.
yeah,
It's kind of on the down slope, but it's still popular because they come out with got some new shows. I don't know if it's still going, but that's what kind of spiked the popularity of it again. So
yeah, he had like multiple, disc set seasons on DVDs. I even got him into the mangas. He had some of those omnibuses, those big thick ones.
yeah. Yeah,
Backwards.
because you got to get into the manga. It's weird because if you're used to reading comics, manga is weird. For those that don't know the difference between comics and manga, you're basically reading it backwards.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's I don't get it. I don't understand it. So instead of reading left to right like you would a regular book, you read it right to left. And
Which
so
actually kind of feels a lot natural when you flip through it that way. But it is, yeah, it takes a little while to get used to it because you're used to reading the opposite. You know what I mean? You read every panel that way too. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's weird. Like sometimes they'll help you out. They'll have like arrows here, like
Yeah.
read it here, read it there. Because if not, because I get confused sometimes. I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah,
Like you're watching the
because-
movie backwards for a second, like you hit the rewind button by accident.
Yeah, some of those manga books will have a tutorial before the story.
For us dumb Americans.
Yeah. Okay, dummy. This is how you read the shit.
Here's some words.
We've
Here's
been
some
making
colors.
comics for 1,000 years before your dumbasses started. So let's show you how to read it correctly.
Oh man. Okay. Now can we get to the next part of the podcast? Because this is the part you can actually join in now, Eli. And it's the first time. Let's talk about the video game section.
Yeah, sure.
You actually can contribute this time.
I can.
Yeah, so that's why I'm excited about this. So yeah, this weekend, both of us actually had a chance to play the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo. So
Yeah.
it's the remake of Resident Evil 2. I think the game comes out 2 weeks from now. It's a remake of like the 1998 or 99 PlayStation 1 Resident Evil 2. I think it had like, what, 2-3 discs with that game or something? I don't know. It's been a long time since I played the game. But, yeah, Eli, what you think about it?
Well, I thought it was all right. I mean, we only got to play like 30 minutes before it just stops.
Right. And you can't play it again. You can't go through it again. Which,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot more smoother, but it was also like, damn, I forgot how all the stupid shit I had to do in this game. Like
Yeah.
finding keys and because what I found like the medallion, I found like the lion medallion and I was on my way to try and find another medallion, and then I fucking the game just ended. Like, thank you for playing.
Right, because you got to look for this stuff and find out where to, because they don't really tell you where to go. You're just kind of
No.
just roaming around, and you just finally find something. Oh, a zombie. Okay, I must be going the right way,
Yeah, and it's not like the later games, like the later, Resident Evil, the later games got a little more action oriented.
Yeah.
But I forgot back then that's what they were. It was like searching for crap, searching for clues.
Yeah, they were kind of
you know,
puzzle games.
Yeah, solving puzzles and finding keys to open this door, to find another thing, to find the ruby to put into the statue. It was a lot. It was like Indiana Jones basically, and and the action was very limited. I mean there was that, but
Yeah.
but a lot of times like you were very limited on your bullets. Like you had to conserve your ammo and shit, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just had to run.
Yeah, because you might run out of bullets and you just go and just, stop for a second. But then the later games, you got zombies on motorcycles and you're doing car chases and you got rocket launchers and flamethrowers. It's you're right. It becomes action oriented, and it became like, okay, these games are fun. They weren't even scary anymore. They were just fun.
Yeah,
You know. But now people were bitching about it too much. Take it back to what it used to be. I want it like it used to be. And this feels like it used to be.
Yeah. Like,
but they updated the controls where the controls feel like the newer games, but the overall structure of the game feels like the older games, if it makes any sense.
yeah, because remember the older games, it was like a movie where like it was different shots and different angles, and forward wasn't always forward.
Right.
Remember that?
Like, if you lift up, then he walks forward and down, comes back that way, and then the camera changes around the corner. And honestly, those games had some really fucked up controls.
Yeah.
But the fact that they had fucked up controls made the game scarier, like more tense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you might hit the wrong button and you couldn't shoot and move at the same time. People bitch about that now, but back then, that's what all those games were like. Like, you couldn't.
I mean, it was basically like you were living in a movie. Like it was like an interactive movie, you know? I mean, I gotta say, the original Resident Evil on the old PlayStation, that's like one of my all-time favorite games of all time. Like one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I was jumping. I was like, even my friends were jumping just watching me play it, you know? Because motherfucking zombies or like the dogs or the lickers would just like drop down off the ceiling and, oh shit, you know?
Yeah,
because
that's the thing, like Resident Evil when it first came out, it was a completely different experience because, okay, it's one thing to watch a horror movie and to be scared, but when you're playing a horror movie, it's a whole new level of you know, tenseness. Your heart starts beating. You don't know what's going on. Somebody might eat you. It's a whole new level of, you know, of terror, I guess. I don't know.
I remember the first time beating it, I was like, I forgot, like, I think I told the story before, or at least on one of the podcasts, but like I hadn't beaten it. It was my first time playing it and beating the game. I got to the end and then I started the timer before I put in the plugs or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? So, I had to fight the tyrant at the end without whatever. I needed something, but the timer started, and I beat the tyrant, but I was all fucked up. Like I was on like very little health. So I was walking really slow, and the timer had already started. So I had to like walk all the way back across the bridge over the train tracks to find the fuse or whatever to start the train. Mm-hmm. Like I guess you were supposed to do that before you fought the tyrant. So I was like, oh shit. And I hadn't saved for like an hour. So if I died, I was going way the fuck. This is back in the day where you had to use the typewriters to save. Mm-hmm. So if I died, I was going way the fuck back. So I was like, my heart was going. It was literally like a movie. I was like 10, 9. I was like, go. And I'm limping just because I had no more herbs or no more health. And I was like barely alive. And I was just like, go. And it was like at 5, 4, 3, and I got onto the train, and then the cut. It went to the cut scene. I was like, oh damn, holy shit!
See, that's an experience you can't get from a movie.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's a video game only experience. That immersion that you get in there. So that's what made Resident Evil so good. That's why I feel like the movies can't replicate these into movies. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. I think that's why most video games movies suck, because there's that personal experience you have with the game, you know.
And they tried, like with Doom, they tried to do like the first person thing at the end. I was like, it doesn't work. It's like watching somebody else play the game, and that's no fun.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching the new Tomb Raider in that part where she's jumping, crossing the plane and shit. Mm-hmm. And as much as cool as it looked, I'm like, I'm sure this was a lot cooler on the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was cool on the game, because I remember that part was ripped right out of the game. And it's like, you're just missing that. I don't know. You watching somebody else play the game, it's not as fun.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna die, so I don't care.
And you know she's gonna make it when you play the video game.
She's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Now, video game, this is only a half hour into the movie, so I know she's not gonna die.
Right. But a video game, you don't know. You might die.
Yeah. There's that frustration. There's that. You know, the time and the energy and the effort you put into the game. And it's a personal experience that, the movies just can't get right.
But here's what I'm concerned about. Like I said, the taste of video game players now is different than what they were 20 years ago when this game came out. Because the thing about video games, nowadays they kind of hold your hand. You know, they give you all kind of stuff. They tell you to go here. They tell you to go there. You know, back then they just dropped you into a house, and you said, okay, you just find everything yourself. Yeah. You know, they required
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
Most people didn't even make it out of the first room with Metal Gear Solid.
like, fuck it, I'm buying. Was it Tips and Tricks, the magazine?
And that's the thing. Those games were designed for for strategy guides.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, and we never actually talk about this, all those strategy guide companies like Prima and stuff like that, they've all gone out of business. They don't exist anymore. Because nobody will buy them anymore. So it was like, what's the point?
Just go online.
You can go online, or with a lot of these games, you don't need them. Like, I didn't need a strategy guide for Spider-Man. You beat that shit, just swing around. That's it. This game, I mean, they give you 30 minutes to play it. It takes you 20 minutes to figure out what the fuck going on.
Yeah.
So, but for those that want to know a trick on how to replay the game, you can play it on multiple systems if you want to. I played it on PC and I played it on PS4. And if you have multiple accounts, you can just make a fake account or a sub account and just replay it if you want to. So, if you really want to play it again,
I mean, how does it go? Is there an actual end to it, or
I don't know,
or just you get 30 minutes and that's it? Or do you actually make it out? Do you actually make it out of the police station? Or something?
People are saying there is an end to the demo. They're saying you can beat the demo.
Okay.
I didn't do it. Like I said, I played on PC. I had no idea what was going on. I played again on PS4, made it a little bit further because I knew what was going on at the time. But I still didn't make it in time because the demo is still kind of long. So.
Yeah. I mean, like the actual shooting and like, damn, this is way different than Left 4 Dead, where you can just unload on a zombie.
Right. It's not like Left 4 Dead, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, actually, like, damn, this is like, there's like danger involved, but that's the game though.
Yep.
That's the experience of Resident Evil, or at least it was back then.
Right.
Like, you had to conserve your bullets. You had to conserve your safety. You had to like, oh shit, can I grab this item, or do I got enough space, or should I keep the herb, or what? You had to like make those decisions. Where now you got like endless amount of, you can like Call of Duty. You're walking around with a missile launcher, right. 5 rifles, all these knives.
You're running at full speed like Barry Allen, jumping, shooting people.
Yeah. You got a robot, like a bomb robot up your ass, and a drone,
grenades,
and yeah, 20 grenades. Yeah.
So I'm just curious how this game is going to sell and how people are going to reception. Like I said, this is for a younger crowd that probably weren't even born when the first game came out. Yeah. So I just want to see how they gravitate to this game because it's completely different what they normally played.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like this is back when I had time to play.
Right.
Time to play games. And I thought, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Resident Evil 2, one of my all-time favorite games. But then playing this demo, I was like, oh yeah, this is what this is. This game's long.
Right, and that's just 30 minutes.
Yeah, and that was just 30 minutes. Like, damn, I got to go find this, and that. But I remember playing through it. Like once I beat it, I played through it a couple times, and like I unlocked the hunk, the SWAT dude, his character, and like never beat that level because that was just too crazy. It wasn't there the tofu where you can play that tofu.
I think so.
Yeah,
and they had Ada Wong on there, and yeah.
Then you had the second disc where you saw her story or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember like one day, me and my brother, I had the walkthrough, and I just told him what to do, and it took us about 4 hours to just sat there all day playing it.
And like I said, it's going to be different. We're going to see how it goes. Like I said, it drops the end of this month, so yeah, we'll pick it up and kind of go from there. Yeah, let's actually move to the comic book section now. I don't know if we're running behind time or just talking shit or whatever. Before we actually get into the comic book section, I want to do a announcement that Comixology Unlimited finally has DC Comics on there now. Which which I don't know why it took them so long to do it. So now if you get Comics Unlimited, which I think is still $5.99, you get some Marvel comics and you get DC Comics on there. They have a pretty decent selection on there, to be honest with you. Watchmen is on there. So I'm thinking about actually, just rereading that. It's been a while since I read that. And just seeing what else is on there. So yeah, I'm gonna peruse, and seeing what DC Comics on there. Some older stuff on there too was pretty cool. Yeah, now we can actually get into the comic books and what we actually talked about. I know we've been talking, but Eli, how we do? You go first, I go first. I think you got more books than I do.
All right. Yeah, I guess I can go first.
Yeah, I'll let you go first now. I'll come back behind you.
I guess I'll just to get this out of the way. I'll get the big thing out of the way.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
So I'll start. Yeah. Well, I'll start out with Turok. just because
Oh,
I got
why
to
did I
get the
completely
shit off
forget
my
you
chest.
said that? Okay. I know you don't want to do it, but I'm like, yes, more Turok.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of discussed this on Geek Savs the other night, but I guess since it's comic books and it's one of the ones I read this week, I figured, hey, well, I'll try to condense it on this one. So this is Turok #1 from Dynamite Comics. I guess another reboot of an old character from, was it the 40s, 50s? Was he Turok, Son of
Is he?
Stone, or whatever?
I didn't know. I know him from the '90s. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, I guess he started out as a comic book or whatever, and then of course the video game in the '90s um, for Nintendo 64. And I guess wasn't there a PS3 game too that came out a few years back?
I
Something
don't
like that.
remember that. I remember the N64 game, and some people said it might have been better than GoldenEye. I don't know. It's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, my brother loved it. My brother loved that game. So I grabbed it, just because I felt obligated to to pick up this quote unquote Native American character. You know, as a Native American nerd, there aren't many Native characters in comics, so I gotta take what I can get. So I mean, I've always had an issue with Turok as a character. I find him to be a problematic, just as far as perpetuating stereotypes, feathers, buckskin, leather.
Does he throw a tomahawk?
These bows and arrows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve. The Indian guy never gets a gun.
Wait, but he had guns in the game.
I don't remember.
I don't in the game. Now I don't know about the comics, but I know
I thought he was shooting crossbows.
he did. But he also got like guns, rocket launchers, and all kind of shit. He had like everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Killer
yeah, but
dinosaurs.
even like on GI Joe, like Spirit, he had a crossbow. All they got all this modern technology, and they gave the Indian guy 2 sticks and a string,
Right.
and a bird. But yeah, he was he just perpetuated that stereotype, the noble savage, the romantic myth of the old West, feathers and leathers, and and when it comes to Native Americans in the media, we're kind of stuck in the 1800s. We're hardly ever portrayed in modern times. So here comes Turok, an Indian that hunts dinosaurs.
Right.
Kind of makes natives look like cavemen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like we don't exist in modern contemporary times, and
Right.
just kind of promotes,
Probably
promotes
like they
this
plucked
idea.
him out of the 1800s to fight dinosaurs or something.
Yeah, it's like, just this promotes this idea that we're invisible, we're hardly recognized, we're dismissed, and like you got Turok fighting dinosaurs. It kind of makes Indians look like we're extinct,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, you got Jason Momoa, racially ambiguous. Oh, well, he's not white, he's not black, that's good enough. Well, he's native. They can't
Look,
even say that.
I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules.
Yeah. So yeah, I always kind of found Turok to be kind of lame. That's just me. I mean, that's just me. I know there's some Native fans that actually like him. I belong to a Native American comic book group, and I posted about it. And actually, Jeffrey Verigi, he's a Native American comic book artist. He did one of the variant covers.
Okay.
He actually thanked me. He actually reposted because I took a picture of his variant cover. I was like, I picked up the new Turok with the Jeffrey Verigi variant cover, and he actually, thank you for picking up my cover, blah, 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 blah. It was great to work on this series. He just,
Mm-hmm.
And so there are Native Americans that do like this character, and I'm not going to, shit on them. For
So let
liking
me
him,
take this a step further. Do you think some Native Americans see Turok as a power fantasy?
I think that's what it is, because I got to admit, there's, stupid Native American movies that I like that other natives think that's a fucking racist piece of crap, So I can't shit. I mean, but that just goes to show, how misrepresented Native Americans are in the media.
Right.
So that we have to sort of scrape the bottom of the barrels at these problematic characters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, because like I said, my brother loved him. My brother loved this character. He loved the game. He thought, oh, it's an Indian guy fighting dinosaurs. That's awesome. So with that in mind, even though I had issues, I tried to keep an open mind and take an unbiased look at this book. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like always, natives just kind of have to put our disappointments aside and just say, fuck it, let's just go with it. And so that's what I kind of did.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you're in the desert. Somebody gives you water, you complaining because there's no ice in it.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not going to be an accurate representation of Native Americans. I know it's a fantasy. I know it's a dude fighting dinosaurs and shit. I know this is all make-believe.
Right.
So in that sense, it's not really native. There's nothing native about it when I think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just all make-believe, So with that mindset, this book isn't that bad. It's a quite simple story. Of course, it takes place in the Old West.
Wow.
Of course it does. And it's got just these cavalry soldiers. They have Turok's brother captive. And Turok comes in with his bow and arrows and arrows up a couple of the cavalry soldiers and rescues his brother. And the rest of the story is just a chase. Turok is being chased by the cavalry. And then they find this portal to another dimension, and they walk through it, and it's the land of the lost. It's a dinosaur world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of to be continued. And that's pretty much all it is. It's just it's just a simple, effective comic book adventure. Nothing groundbreaking, dinosaurs, cowboys, and Indians, why not? It's a comic book.
Okay. But a dinosaur does show up. He does kill a dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's actually there's dinosaurs in it.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the book. It's well done. The art is really good. It's just, I just get it off my chest. It's the year of Black Panther.
Yeah.
We have this big cultural.
And Miles Morales.
Yeah, Miles Morales, fucking Luke Cage. I mean, this big cultural event, this milestone for the Black community that, broke barriers as far as diversity in comic book movies and shit. And we're seeing this great representation of people of color in pop culture and shit. But for natives, we're still kind of getting the short end of the stick. We still have characters like Turok, these stereotypical Indian characters, from the olden days, wearing feathers and buckskin, stuck in the Stone Age, literally stuck in the Stone Age. So it would have been cool if like a native writer got to write this book. Took a crack at it.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, that's where Black Panther really took off when he started putting black writers. I mean, hey, I hate to say that, but that's what happened. Before he was an afterthought.
Yeah, like Black Panther, Luke Cage, I mean, you had black creators working on these characters, and the black community sort of embraced them. They made them their own,
Milestone, same way.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, when it comes to Native Americans in comics or just in pop culture in general, it's always somebody else telling the story. It's always somebody else's version of natives,
Right.
It's a non-native perspective of Native Americans. So it would be cool to have natives, start telling their own stories,
Right.
And I just it would be cool to see take characters like Turok or Warpath or Danny Moonstar, these lame ass native characters that I thought were stupid, Powwow Smith.
Right.
Ripclaw, Shaman's Tears, Spirit from G.I. Joe, and get native artists and writers to take on these stories. And maybe the Native American community would embrace and reclaim these characters for their own. It'd be cool
they've
to
been trying
see
to make Red Wolf the new Black Panther for the longest,
Yeah, and it sucks. It's really bad.
Like, you don't even know if he's, like, really talking to ancestors or he's just, like, high on drugs the whole time. You don't know what.
Yeah, and he went through a time warp. Like, even he, like that whole, he started out in the 1800s and then he goes into the modern time. He goes through a portal. So he's like an olden Indian in modern times. And you got kids in the book, there's kids taking hey, check it out. It's an Indian, like he's a dinosaur, like they're seeing Bigfoot,
Right.
Yeah. So it would just be cool to see, natives just take on some of these characters. It would have been cool to see a native writer on this book. And, because when you have that diversity in the creative team, then you get a different perspective, and a new perspective keeps things fresh. It keeps art fresh. The story's fresh. So,
right.
So that's all I yearn for. That's all. I mean, all in all,
it's a good thing, to go for it. I mean, you got a writer. Hopefully, if they get a writer that's not talking about something they heard, and talking about from what they know, from the heart. That's you can tell the difference when you're
Yeah.
reading. I mean, that's what art is.
Yeah, and I'm not going to shit on Ron Mars. I mean, he wrote a bunch of classic stories from our youth,
Hmm.
for Marvel and DC. So
Yeah, he wrote the women in refrigerator story. So
big up to him.
right.
So yeah, I mean, it's fine for what it is. I give it a 3 out of 5. It didn't, didn't make me a fan of Turok, nor did it make me want to shit all over Turok. It's just a standard comic book adventure with a fantasy type of Indian. That's all it is. So
Okay.
so that's all I got for Turok. So you want to move on?
Okay, yeah, I don't know how I can follow behind that, but okay. I'm gonna just start with Young Justice #1.
Okay.
Easy breezy story. Basically, they go to this other planet they start with the other planet called the Gem World, and they're basically saying that. And, oh, by the way, this is written by Brian Michael Bendis. So they go to the Gem World. The Gem World is saying that every time the Earth the Earth keep going through these things called a crisis, and it has 7 of these crises. And every time the Earth goes through a crisis, it affects every single thing in the universe, including our planet, even though we have nothing to do with what they're doing. So every time they get affected, we get affected, and we have to do something to stop the Earth from attacking us because they're blaming them for the crisis. So come back to Earth. We go to Metropolis. You got this this girl who's from Dripping Falls, Texas. Basically Southern hick or whatever. She's driving a pickup truck, and she got a shotgun in the background. She gets stopped by the police, and she gets into it with the police, but then these aliens from the Gem World pop up, and she grabs a shotgun, starts shooting the shit out of them, but she realized she got like some magic bullets and shit hitting them. And then the cop asks you, "Who are you?" And the girl says, "I am Jenny Hex." So
Jenny Hex.
Jenny Hex, right? So obviously she has something to do with Jonah Hex, So while she's fighting these aliens, all of a sudden Robin pops up, and she's like, "What the hell? Like, you're Robin?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm one of them." So Robin starts fighting with Jenny Hex. Next thing you know, Impulse pops up out of nowhere because he just happens to be there. And then Impulse recognizes which Robin is. Apparently, this Robin is Tim Drake. And Impulse, yes, this Impulse is Bart Allen. So they're fighting, and they're teaming up with each other. And then Wonder Girl pops up for no fucking reason because she actually met Tim Drake there a day before. So she starts fighting the aliens. And then all of a sudden, this green hand comes out of nowhere, slams one of the aliens down. They turn around, and it's Teen Lantern. We never see what he or she looks like. Yeah, Teen Lantern.
What color are they?
They never show her, it, him, whatever. So we don't know. It's just they just like it in this giant green lit robot, So we don't know what they look like. So Impulse is talking to Tim Drake, and he's like, "Are we back? Are we back? Is the Young Justice team together again?" They're like, "No, we can't be the Young Justice team without Connor." And before they do that, the aliens strike them with lightning, and obviously they get teleported somewhere else, maybe to another planet. It looks like another planet. Tim Drake wakes up, and he has a sword in his throat by some girl named Amethyst. I don't know. I can't pronounce the name. Anyway, she's gonna join the team to do something also. Impulse wakes up. He turns around. He says, "Oh my God, it's you!" And he looks up, and it's Superboy, the Connor Kent version of Superboy. And he looked at him. "First off, we're gonna get out of here, but you got to tell me how." He's like, "What? Tell you how? What? How I got here?" Like, "No, tell me how you grew that beard," because he got like a little 5 o'clock shadow, stuff like that. And that's the book. This is pretty much run-of-the-mill superhero team 101. You've read these stories a billion times if you've been reading comics as long as I've had. 3.5 out of 5. It's paint by numbers. Check the boxes. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not as cool as the show.
Oh, hell no. Not as cool as the show. But the show did kind of sell me on picking this book up for some reason. So.
All right, cool. All right, since we're doing DC, I will do Batman Kings of Fear #6. So this has been great. The last issue was really good too. This was one really good, but I think was it Aquaman that came out, or maybe Spider-Man?
Okay.
I meant to talk about the last issue, but I think it was one of our movie episodes where we didn't do comics.
Yeah.
So, but basically, Kings of Fear. Scarecrow escapes from Arkham Asylum. Batman's chasing him. They have a face-off. Batman gets dosed with some fear toxin, and for the most of the story, he's tripping out. He's all fucked up from the fear toxin. He's reliving his past, his traumas, all his fear. Scarecrow is just fucking with them. The last issue, Scarecrow is all in his head, just fucking with them, and he's like, "I'm going to show you a Gotham without Batman," and he shows them Gotham is just this nice, pretty city, and kind of just gives them a glimpse into what life would have been like had Batman never existed, and he shows them the lives of all of his rogues galleries. The villains, they didn't turn into villains without Batman. Selena Kyle, Catwoman, she becomes like an advocate for runaway youth and battered women. Two-Face, gets some plastic surgery and becomes like a senator.
Oh, wow.
Scarecrow becomes like a very well-known doctor of medicine and develops this treatment for schizophrenia. The Joker, he becomes an expert profile for the FBI. So Scarecrow is just showing Batman, like, yeah, without you, life would be awesome. And Batman is just sort of, questioning his existence, his purpose. Kind of like what you always said, that, if Batman, didn't dress up as Batman, if he, he could do more good as Bruce Wayne, kind of that idea.
Okay.
So we're seeing that. And Batman's just like, basically having a breakdown. Gordon comes in and saves him. And this issue is basically Batman is bringing Scarecrow into Arkham, and he's like really, basically questioning why I do this. What's this all for? I don't do any good. He brings Scarecrow into Arkham, and he meets this doctor there. She's like a doctor in Arkham. And she goes, "Oh, I've never met you, but I've always wanted to thank you because you do a lot of good. I know you coming in here and all these motherfuckers, all, Joker and Scarecrow and all your rogues gallery, I know they never get better and you're always fighting them, but you also do a lot of good because you actually turn the lives around of other criminals. These guys suck, but you actually turn a lot of criminals' lives around. And I've seen the reports." And she starts telling this story about one guy. He worked for the Riddler, and you foiled one of his jobs and scared that guy, basically scared him straight. He ended up getting his degree, and he ended up getting married, and he had a happy life, and he went straight. And that guy is my husband, and now we have a beautiful daughter, all because of you.
Nice.
And Batman's like, damn, okay. So Batman goes home. Alfred's like, "What's up, man? You look down." And Batman's just like, "Yeah, man, Scarecrow really got to me, man. He's really making me question why I do this. And maybe Batman should have never happened. Maybe I've wasted my whole life." And Alfred goes, "Okay, you know what? I'll be lying if I saying I never wished you fucking ever became Batman. Like every night you go out and I'm scared shitless until you come back. I don't know if you're ever going to come back, but it would be off in vain if you didn't, because I will risk it all. I will continue to do this if I didn't think you weren't doing any good, So one of his lines, he's like, "I can tolerate a lot of shit. I can tolerate all the bullshit you put me through every night, but I'm not going to tolerate you fucking questioning yourself or you not thinking you're doing any good."
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and with that, good night, sir. And he kind of just stomps out on Batman. And Batman just kind of chilling in the Batcave. And then all of a sudden you hear the police scanner go on, "Request backup immediately, whatever in progress." And then he jumps in the Batmobile and takes off. And that's the end of the story.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
And I just this is to me, this was awesome. This is like a classic Batman story. This is I think it's right up there with Hush and Year One and Dark Knight Returns and shit.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's because it's always fun when you get into the psyche of Batman and his motivations and stuff. Mm-hmm. So this really delves into that idea and makes him question why he did this and is he actually doing any good, So it was cool to see that. It was almost like a Christmas Carol in a way, where Scrooge, or It's a Wonderful Life.
Right.
Yeah,
What it be if he
yeah,
wasn't around? Yeah.
yeah, and it was really cool. Like, especially at the end, the whole Alfred's monologue is just fucking great at the end. So I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5. This is just a great arc, 6
Okay.
issues miniseries. So it was cool.
Okay. Definitely check that out. What book I got next? Justice League 15. Okay. Like I said, I've just been jumping back in this book, so I'm trying to catch up with what's going on. Basically, what happened? The book starts off with the Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, fighting Starman because Starman is about to go nuclear and about to blow up like a whole bunch of shit, or maybe the entire planet, something like that. So before they can stop Starman, they cut to Thanagar. In Thanagar, we have we have the Queen of the Hawk people, who is Shira. If you remember that name, is from the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. And she has Kater Hall, one of the main guards of the Hawkman, beating the shit out of Hawkgirl. And Shira is telling Hawkgirl, any last words before I destroy you, before I tell him to kill you? And she's like, please don't do it. And right before Kater Hall is about to do it, Hawkgirl turns into a regular Hawkman, and she realized, oh damn, Martian Manhunter put like a little glamour on us that made us think Hawkgirl was there, but really she's been gone the entire time. He's been fooling us. Go find them. So apparently we cut to Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, and John Stewart are on the run trying to escape the Hawk people, because they're on their planet Thanagar. They go to some little area that Martian Manhunter has been, because Martian Manhunter has been hiding out in Thanagar for like years or months or something like that, so he knows the entire layout of everything. He's like, look, we're here for one thing, and we're here to get this ancient artifact that's at the center of the earth, the center of Thanagar, and if we get it, we can, stop the Legion of Doom. But we're gonna really break into this. So this whole thing plays out like a heist. The whole thing, Martian Manhunter break down what we got to do. Okay, in order to get down there, they in this thing, this place called the Rogue Gallet. They're surrounded by nothing but Hawk people. The Hawk people know every single person that's there. You have to apply to even go to there, and it takes about 6 or 7 years before they even respond back to you. And you have to offer something to them. You have to pay like a huge sum to even grant access into it to even see the thing. So, like, how are we going to get in there? And the whole time, John Stewart's like, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should call for backup because breaking and enter is kind of like against the Green Lantern code. I'm a cop, so maybe it's something we shouldn't do. But he goes along with it anyway because he thinks it's for the good, because they're based on a rescue mission. So they don't know how to get in there. But, okay, remember that CW crossover, Dominators, those guys?
No,
Okay.
I don't think I watched.
Okay. Well, anyway, those guys pop up. The Dominators are there. They're talking to the Hawk people. They say the Hawk people are like, okay, what do you have to offer to give us? Oh, we got something special for you. We have kryptonite, because apparently kryptonite is the most expensive metal on the planet. Like, in the universe that you can sell, because everybody wants to kill Superman. So, like, we'll sell you kryptonite if you grant us access to the center of the Earth, to center of the Thanagar to go do that. So they look at the big kryptonite thing. They take the Dominators and the kryptonite down to the center of Thanagar, which takes about hours to do it. And once they get down to the center, the kryptonite explodes, and it's John Stewart, Martian Manhunter, and Hawkgirl. Because apparently John Stewart knows how to make kryptonite with the Green Lantern ring. So they fight the shit out of the Hawk people. The Hawk people fight each other. Shira fights the other Hawkgirl that we know. And the fight stops because apparently the Green Lantern Corps shows up, led by Kilowog, telling them, what the hell are y'all doing down here? John Stewart, stand down, hand over your ring, and give me the ring until we find out what's going on. John's like, no, we can't do that. And so while they're doing that, Martian Manhunter sneaks in, finds out exactly what's going on in there. And he meets like another white Martian that's in there, and she's tied to some, I can't remember the name of the thing. It's hallucinocron or some shit. Anyway, it houses all the history of Thanagar, but somehow if you put a white Martian in there or a green Martian in there, it can actually make the thoughts into reality, what they did to like remake Thanagar, even though it was already exploded. So the book ends on a cliffhanger, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well. Yeah. But 3.5 out of 5. It was cool that they did a twist with a twist with that thing with the way it made it like a heist. That was pretty cool. More Justice League, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, all I got is Marvel left, so I'll jump on to Marvel. Let's see. I'll do Jango Fett. So
Okay.
Jango. So Star Wars, Age of Republic. They've been doing these one shots. of these like little character studies. We've had I got the Darth Maul. I know they did Qui-Gon Jinn. They did an Obi-Wan, and now they got Jango Fett. It's just a one-shot little glimpse into Jango's life, and this was really cool. I really dug on this. We got Jango Fett on a job, and he's showing Boba Fett, his son, the ropes. So he takes Boba Fett on this mission, this heist, and just to show Boba Fett how to be a badass bounty hunter. And that's pretty much all it is. It's just highlighting Jango Fett's badassery, you know, him working with criminals and, you know, doing dirt and, you know, giving those lessons to Boba. You know, we see little kid Boba Fett get down too. He actually kills somebody as a kid. It's pretty gnarly. It reminds me of Lone Wolf and Cub, you know,
Okay.
you know, the badass with his son, you know, walking around the criminal underworld, you know, doing dirt and shit. And this was just a lot of fun. The art is great. You know, like we were saying, it's a Star Wars book, so the art is awesome. You know?
Right. You know, the rest of their regular books are shit.
Yeah, and the story was really cool. It's just a one-shot book. It's just, you know, it's a lot of fun. So 4 out of 5, you know. Jango Fett.
Ooh, Django. Okay. Last book I got, and this is my book of the week.
Okay.
This book was actually pretty awesome. It was Green Lantern #3. Okay.
Okay, so I should probably start reading it again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I read the first issue. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, this book was, and here's the thing: it's written by Grant Morrison. For anybody who knows Grant Morrison, you know that when you read a Grant Morrison book, you're about to get mind fucked. And this is no different. So, yeah. So basically, how the book starts off is that it actually is an auction going on. It's like a space auction with the most evil criminals in the entire universe are sitting at this auction ready to buy planets because they have stole planets and they have shrunk them down to minuscule size, and they're going to just give them to these, you know, insane criminals. And the guy name is, I think, Dor. I can't remember his name. It's some kind of weird alien name. And Dor is like, okay, I'm here to auction off Earth. Because apparently he has shrunk Earth, kidnapped Earth, and is selling Earth in this auction to these evil criminals. And he starts, I'm going to open up the bid at 5,000. Who's got 5,000? And everybody's bidding. And the first person to put up the highest bid is Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf like, I want Earth for Darkseid to give him the Darkseid. Because if I don't, he's going to, you know, flail me alive. And the counter bid against him is those Dominators that I was thinking about in the other Justice League books. So there's more Dominators popping up. So Steppenwolf and Dominators are going back and forth, and Steppenwolf like, y'all stop bidding before I kill all of you. And they keep bidding anyway. And apparently they all get outbidded by God.
Okay.
God, yeah, or at least somebody that looks like God. He shows up, you know, white beard, shepherd, the whole thing. And that's what he does. He calls himself the shepherd. He was like, he puts up so much money that nobody can outbid him. He's like, I'm taking the earth for myself. And it's mine. It is because I'm going to tend to my flock. So when he takes the earth and they end the auction, then Hal Jordan takes his own Green Lantern squad with him. And they, you know, stop. Okay, everybody's under arrest. You're doing planet trafficking. That's illegal in this sector or this galaxy. So everybody's going to jail. And then everybody tries to get going. And then Dor's private bodyguard or some other Pink Lanterns or whatever, they fight the Green Lanterns. They fight back and forth. While they're doing that, Hal Jordan has a conversation with God. You know, you can't have Earth. And he tells him, you bought Earth illegally through planet trafficking. That's against the rule. That's against the law. You can't do that. He's like, well, I bought it fair and square. I mean, it may be illegal, but I talked to the people of Earth, and they were actually fine with it. He was like, wait, what? Yeah, the people of Earth are fine with me. Because I said I was going to fix everything for them. I was going to clean up the ozone layer. I was going to fix all the bacteria, fix pollution.
Is God like Don Corleone? He's just...
Basically,
he's got all the money and shit.
Yeah, he's got more money than God. So, so the shepherd just tells him, I already talked to everybody on Earth. Everybody is fine with me buying them and me being, you know, everybody under me. And he's like, hold on, okay, let me find what's going on. So Hal Jordan, you know, flies down, or he takes a little minuscule version of himself to Hal Jordan. Okay, remember the movie? Remember Taiki Waititi, whatever his name is, his character?
In the Green Lantern movie?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Anyway, his character's from the comics. He talked to his character. Okay. So he goes down there, flies to his character, talk to him. He was like, okay, what the hell is going on down here, Tom? and he's telling him, yeah, that guy that just bought us, he gave us all superpowers. Like, wait, what? Yeah, so he's riding a motorcycle, puts the motorcycle up over his head. He's like, yeah, he said if he would go with him, he's gonna give everybody superpowers. And then he starts flying around and zipping around. He was like, yeah, so everybody on Earth can do this now. So yeah, we're fine with him buying us. We know it's illegal, but we don't care. And then he actually talks to like the UN. Hal Jordan talks to UN. He was like, yeah, Hal Jordan, we're fine with this. We're okay. He was like, look, I just did some digging on this shepherd. He's not God. He just made himself look like God to fool you because it makes it easier for you guys to believe everything he's saying. He actually looks like this, and he shows his ring, and it's like this huge looking demon, that just made himself look like God for them. And he's like, yeah, this demon's going to eat you, And they're like, well, Hal Jordan, this is 2019. We don't judge what people look like anymore. I don't know what you thinking, You're like, did I hear what you're saying? This guy's going to eat you. He's only giving you superpowers because he wants the Earth to, populate itself so much that in 1,000 years, he wants to be a fat flavor so he can eat the planet. They're like, well, 1,000 years? We're cool with that. We're okay. Like, wait, what? Yeah. If we get superpowers now, he can eat us now. We'll be dead by then. Like, yeah, but your grandkids will have their problem. Well, that's their problem. So Hal Jordan's like, okay, this shit is going crazy. I'm arresting everybody. You're all coming with me. And when Hal Jordan says that, everybody on the planet Earth starts throwing shit, saying, you suck, Hal Jordan. You fucking fascist. Green Lantern sucks. Green Lantern sucks. Everybody saying it.
Police.
You're right, basically. That's what everybody's saying. It's like, Hal Jordan, like, wait, what the fuck? So he decides to fight, that demon that looks like God. They get to fight, and he beats the shit out of him because Hal Jordan's fucking pissed right now. He beats up the other Pink Lanterns that were beating the hell out of his own team. And then he finds that other ship that they were trafficking with other people in there. He finds like a whole bunch of like slaves in that ship, and they're just like, kill me. I can't make it. And Hal Jordan's fucking pissed. And then Dor, that slave trader, was telling him, the rules of the universe. Only the strong survives. The strong preys on the weak and the weak dies. And Hal Jordan looks at him like, okay, so which one are you? And then he forms a bunch of knives with his Green Lantern ring and kills him. Out of no fucking where. And then the other Green Lantern squad looks at Hal Jordan like, what the fuck? And Hal Jordan like, what? That was self-defense. He had a weapon on him. Right? So y'all clean this shit up and let's go. And that's how the book ends. I was like, okay. That was fucked up. So this is a really trippy book. Like I said, Grant Morrison mind fucks everybody again. It was kind of simple compared to what Grant Morrison usually does. But, like, even if the guy was God, that sounds like something God would do. Because he probably will kill us all in 1,000 years. Except he didn't give us superpowers, so I don't know.
No, I really dig, like, there's a lot of commentary going on.
It really is.
It sounds interesting. I got to start reading these again. So.
Yeah. I got to go back to the first issue and catch up with this again, because it's a really trippy book. He's not doing, like, the Slam Bam blockbuster. He's doing a Green Lantern book that's like, he's saying something with this book, so it's insane. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. It was trippy. That's all I can say about this book. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go if you got anything else.
Well, I guess I'll go with Miles Morales, Spider-Man #2.
Okay.
And this is cool. This is just cool. This is a lot of fun. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, teaming up with the Rhino, trying to go after those the human trafficking. They're kidnapping these immigrant kids. So there's a lot of political commentary right there. You could read it too if you'd like to. Okay. And it's just a cool team up with Miles and the Rhino taking on this criminal ring, and it's revealed to be led by Tombstone. Tombstone's
back. Okay.
Yeah, Tombstone's back, and he actually looks really wicked. He looks less like a zombie and actually like an albino. He actually looks creepier. Because, they always made him look like a zombie. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a Frankenstein.
Yeah, with the sharp teeth and stuff, yeah.
He actually he has more human features. And I'm going to say, wow, he's looking really wicked. They run into Captain America at the end. Like, hey, need some help? And that's what it says to be continued. So Rhino, Miles Morales, and Cap. On the cover of the next issue. So
okay.
A lot of fun. Just a fun story. Art was really cool. I give it a 4 out of 5. That's about all I got. I mean, I read The Punisher #6 is also cool. continues to be awesome. I won't go into much, but it's Punisher in prison, and just beating the shit out of people, doing Punisher shit.
You're locked in here with me, kind of like that scene on season 2 of Daredevil.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just really cool book. Punisher is just really good these days, and I'm digging on it. So yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. Like I said, we ran through a lot of books, more books than we normally did, and we had a lot of other stuff going on. But yeah, like I said, there was a lot of stuff going on. I think, doesn't Punisher drop next week?
The show?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to it. It may or may not. I don't know.
Deadly Class comes on. I got to read. My kid's been reading that book, and he's excited
Okay,
to
what
watch
is
the
that?
show. It's an Image book. Deadly. The Russo brothers are actually producing it.
Oh wow.
It was a book. It was a book from Image, like these kids that are going to this high school that for hitmen or whatever, for assassins.
Oh damn. Kind of like what's that movie? Wanted.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, I guess that's. I mean, I haven't read it. He's got like actually a few of the trades. He's into it, so he's excited about it. I want to try and read the books before the show comes on. So
Okay.
hopefully that's cool. But yeah, it's the Russos. It's on the Sci-Fi channel. So.
I'll see if I can get my hands on that. Yeah. Other than that, yeah. Let's. If you listen to it this long, yeah, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have our sister podcast, Geek Sav. We have This Geeks and Comics. We have Comic Cast, which pretty much they did the same books we did. Also, we'll see what they say about it.
Oh yeah, did you hear what they said about Conan?
They shitted on the book.
Well, actually, they liked it. They all liked it, but they're not going to continue reading it.
I thought they kind of hated the book when I remember listening to it.
They're all like, "Yeah, we like this book. We're not going to read it though. We're not going to pick up the next issue.
Yeah,
we're gonna pick up Fantastic Four though."
But the thing is, Conan is kind of like right up our alley,
Yeah.
Blood,
Yeah.
tits,
We like this book, but we're not going to read any more of them.
You're like,
We're gonna
okay.
keep on buying these Spider-Man and X-Men books, the 20 a month that they.
And then complain about those after they buy them. Like, if the last book sucked, why would you buy the next one?
I swear, it's Fantastic Four is gonna be good next issue. We swear, or else I'm dropping it.
Right. Issue 10. Like, come on, man. Yeah, what other books we got? Hoodoo TV, Get Valiant still hanging in there. Instruments of Destruction, after they retool, they're coming back with some new stuff. Did I miss any? I got them all.
Valiant?
I said
You
them.
get Valiant?
Got them all. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, maybe Punisher there. I don't know. We'll have a show for you. Whatever happens, we don't know. We'll figure
That
it out.
sounds like a job. Why does that feel like a job?
Like,
That sounds like a
gotta
chore.
watch Punisher.
So yeah, take out the trash, fold laundry, watch Punisher,
We'll power through this best we
scrub the
can.
toilet.
Fingers crossed, maybe they mandated this 10 episodes too, at least. Get this shit over with. Like I said, that being said, this is Leroy.
Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel. Cool.
All right.